The core world. The core people. Glossary. Chance.
Fırsat, şans.
Secret.
Gizli,
Far.
uzak,
Dormitory.
yurt,
To be worried about.
endişelenmek,
Develop.
geliştirmek,
Be careful.
dikkatli ol,
Solution.
çözüm,
Worm.
kurtçuk, solucan,
Realize.
farkına varmak,
Crowded.
kalabalık,
Advise.
tavsiye etmek,
Cave.
mağara,
Road.
yol,
Respect.
saygı duymak,
Respectful.
saygılı,
Introduce.
tanıtmak,
Complete.
tamamlamak,
Ambitious.
hırslı,
Compass.
pusula,
Difficulty.
zorluk,
Wind.
rüzgar,
Misleading.
yanıltıcı,
Trick.
tuzak,
Guess.
tahmin etmek,
We were together at the campsite 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen Kevin for 2 weeks. I guess he tries to find his mobile phone. It's summer holiday now. The schools closed last week. I don't work at the town library at summers, but I have a chance to work at other libraries. I decided to work in a library in Rome. There is also a summer school in Rome. I sent a secret message to the core world yesterday. I haven't received a message yet. I will go to Rome tomorrow. I think it will be exciting for me. When I'm far from this town, Kevin cannot find me. I want to visit a lot of places in Rome. I'd rather visit historic sites in Rome because historical architecture is more beautiful than modern architecture. I will be very busy in Rome. I will work and study. I have never been to Rome before. I'm very excited. I will stay at the summer school dormitory. I will work at the library in the mornings. I'll have a chance to see the city at weekends. This is nice, but I'm also worried about my friends in the core world. There is still no news from them. I think my friends are very busy with their system. One day in Rome, I saw something on the way to the library. There was a note in one of my shoes. I took the note and I read it.
Eylül, we are in Rome. Kevin is following us. We think he doesn't know that you are here. We don't contact with you because we don't want to harm you. If you don't contact with us, you won't be in danger. Kevin didn't find his mobile phone. We uninstalled the programs, so he didn't have any idea about our place. However, he developed a new software on your mobile phone. Be careful. Please tear this note and throw it away. Love, Natalie.
I was happy to hear some news from my friends. In my opinion, we have to find a solution to meet again. It was Saturday. I had breakfast at the dormitory canteen and went out. I sat under a tree and read my book. It was a silent day in Rome. It's usually warm and sunny in Rome, and that day the weather was perfect again. Rome is an incredible city. Anyway, I read my book because I just wanted to relax. When I was reading the book about Rome, I saw a little worm on my book. It stopped and looked in my eyes. I realized it was Nick.
Don't speak, Eylül. Just keep on reading. Don't forget to turn the pages. Take some notes in the book. I'll stop on some important words. If you understand, scratch your head.
I did it. He started to show some words, and I took notes. 1 hour later, Nick left the book. I read the notes completely and stood up. I went for a walk in Rome. I visited some ancient places. The historic sites were crowded. People think that historic sites are more attractive than modern sites in Rome. Finally, I went to an ice cream shop. I ate ice cream. Later, I continued to walk in the city. I visited some cultural destinations. I took some photos as tourists did. I got on a bus and I left the city center. I came to the rural sites. There was a park and a good pizza restaurant. When I got into the restaurant, I saw an old lady. I thought she was Natalie. I smiled at everyone in the restaurant, and I sat at a table far from the old lady. The waitress advised me to order a special menu, and I did so. Then she brought another meal to my table. It was not what I ordered, so I understood that the waitress was Natalie. My friends had a good plan for Kevin. Natalie will transform into me. Yes, she will look like me. She will attend the summer school classes and work in the library. Nick and I will help the core world. Everything was okay. Natalie was me. I was with Nick. Nick and I went to the city center. The urban side was safer than the rural side for us, because the city was very crowded, so the scientists couldn't see us.
Have you ever been to the caves in Rome?
No, I haven't. I have seen ancient places, but I didn't go to any natural sites.
These caves are historic. Ancient people used secret roads in the caves. We'll use the same roads. Ciudine will be in the cave. The core people will prepare a kind of room for us. It won't be an all-inclusive resort. You can think it's bed and breakfast.
You're funny, Nick. You always find something to joke about. Let's go. And we went to the caves. We entered a cave. The cave was incredible. The ancient people had an amazing architecture. There were a lot of people in the cave. Suddenly, Nick turned left and touched a stone. Then we were in a different part of the cave. There was no one in that part of the cave. We met with Siandian. They had built a small town in the cave. It was like an all-inclusive resort.
It's nice to see you again, Eylül. We're ready. We downloaded all the data from Kevin's phone. We have to share all the tasks here. Kevin must respect the core world. He has to respect the balance of the world too. Come with me, Eylül. I'll introduce you to our people. We're 63 people here. Everyone has responsibilities.
It was very interesting to watch the core people. They really love working hard. For example, some core people are responsible for cooking. Some are in charge of cleaning and tidying up. They also obey the rules. They're all respectful. Everyone, even Siandian, does the chores. I always help my parents at home, but here I understand that chores are important tasks. Now I'm responsible for following Kevin on a computer system. The next day, I arrived at the cave on time. It was early in the morning. I started up the computer and found Kevin on my system. Kevin was in my town. He was at the lab. There was no problem in the morning. However, it changed in the afternoon. The system showed that Kevin was at the airport. I checked the flight number and I understood that he was on the way to Rome. I guess he found us. Siandian, you must see this. Siandian came and I showed him Kevin's location. He kept quiet. Then he started to talk quickly.
Eylül, we don't have much time. We have to complete all the tasks on the system before Kevin arrives. I don't know how to delete the software. We came to Rome, but he found us here too. That's unbelievable. I can't stand Kevin anymore. We try to save the world, but he only thinks about his own studies. He is very ambitious and selfish. I don't understand him.
Xiandian, I have an idea. Can you transform me?
Yes, I can, but it's very dangerous. If Kevin harms our system, you can't turn back to your world.
We don't have any other choice. You must transform me. Xiandian thought for a while. He repeated that it is dangerous. I was decided. I guess Kevin is getting stronger. He won't make another mistake.
Okay, Eylül. I'll transform you, but you will have many powers. You can transform into everything you think of. Your mind will be your compass. Please, don't forget this. Your mind is very important. When you need to contact with me, you can immediately reach my mind. First, find Kevin and learn his aim. Tell me whenever you have difficulty.
Okay, and I kept my promise. We left the system area and we went to Xiandian's room. There were some strange boxes in his room. He opened the boxes and he took some electronic tools. He started to read an ancient book written in the language of the Court.
It's time to transform.
After a strange lightning and wind, I was transformed into a bird. It was incredible that I was a bird. I left the cave and looked for Kevin in Rome. I thought that he was around my summer school, so I flew to my summer school. And there he was. He had a room at the summer school. Oh no, that was not a room. He made their strange lab. He cleaned up the room. He used his bed as a desk. One part of the room was for living and the other part was for working. He sat at his lab desk. He wrote something in his notebook. I waited at the window, and when he took out the garbage, I flew in and checked his notes. He made a to-do list. I took photos of the list and sent it to Xiandian. Kevin wrote all his plans. Oh no, I think he knows my secret. I immediately flew out and saw Kevin at the back of the door. He waited like a hunter. I sent another message to Xiandian. Kevin knows that we are following him. He writes his tasks, but they're misleading. It's a trick. Be aware of everything. He doesn't leave his room. Contact with the other core people. Tell them to check the cave. I guess the scientists are working in the cave. They're trying to understand the electricity problem. We have to disconnect the system between Kevin and the scientists in the cave. Then we can close the gate of the cave and damage all the system, I wrote. When Kevin was in his room, Xiandian and the core people worked very carefully on their tasks. They disconnected Kevin and the other scientists. They successfully closed the gate. Kevin gave out a loud scream. He was disappointed. He called one of his friends and he said,
How did they do this? I haven't seen Eylül yet. How did they close the gate? How did they find my place? I don't understand anything. We have to try again. No, don't leave this project. I know we have one more chance. Wait for me. I'm getting back tonight.
I was curious about Kevin's new plan. I stayed there, but he left Rome. I turned back to the cave. I transformed into my own appearance. Natalie and Nick also came. They went back to the tunnel, to their hometown. I stayed in Rome for the rest of the summer. It was very difficult for Kevin to start again.